Hello, and welcome to today's English lesson on the American English for English Learners channel. I'm Dr. Lenny's avatar, your English teacher. Today, we're diving into one of the most important parts of speech, verbs. Verbs are the action words, the powerhouses that make our sentences move. Simply put, a verb is a word that describes an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. Think of verbs as the engine of a sentence. Without them, nothing happens. They tell us what the subject of a sentence is doing or being. For example, in the sentence, birds sing, sing is the verb. It tells us the action the birds are performing. In she is happy, is the verb, describing her state of being. Let's look at how verbs change depending on who is doing the action. We'll use three common verbs, want, work, and help. These are regular verbs, which means they follow predictable patterns. When we use I, you, we, or they as the subject, the verb stays in its base form. For example, I want, you work, we help, and they want. The verb doesn't change at all. Now, pay close attention to the third-person singular subjects. He, she, and it. This is where a small but important change happens. We add an S to the end of the verb. So it becomes he wants, she works, and it helps. This S ending is crucial for correct grammar in the present tense. It tells us that the action is being done by a single person or thing that is not I, you, we, or they. Remember this pattern. For he, she, and it in the present tense, always add an S to the verb. This is a consistent rule for most verbs in English. Don't mistake the third-person singular verb form for the plural form of a noun. They're completely unrelated. Verbs also change to show when an action happened. If an action happened in the past, we use the past tense form of the verb. For many regular verbs, we simply add ed to the end of the base form. Our example verbs become wanted, worked, and helped in the past tense. This ed ending applies to all subjects. I wanted, you worked, he helped, she wanted, it worked, we helped, and they wanted. The past tense form remains the same for everyone. The ed ending can be pronounced in three different ways, and this is a common point of confusion for English learners. Don't worry, there are clear rules. The pronunciation depends on the last sound of the base verb. First, the T sound. If the base verb ends with an unvoiced sound like K, P, F, S, GH, or SH, the ed sounds like T. For example, like work ends in K, so worked sounds like worked. Other examples include walked and stopped. Second, the D sound. If the base verb ends with a voiced sound, like B, G, L, M, N, R, V, Z, or a vowel sound, the ed sounds like D. Help ends in P, which is unvoiced, so helped is T. But play ends in a vowel sound, so played sounds like played. Called and loved are other examples. Finally, the id sound. This sound is used when the base verb ends with a T or D sound. In these cases, we add an extra syllable. Want ends in T, so wanted sounds like wanted. Need ends in D, so needed sounds like needed. Understanding these pronunciation rules will greatly improve your spoken English. Practice listening for these sounds and try to produce them yourself. Verbs are the backbone of English sentences. Mastering their forms and pronunciations in the present and past tenses is a huge step in your language learning journey. Keep practicing, and you'll soon use verbs with confidence and accuracy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Interested in learning more about the pronunciation of regular verbs in the past tense? Check out the English verb system. You'll find the link below the channel description.